Hey, and what is going on, sacred being? It is me, Priestess Ishtah, coming in today with your lunar energy update. And this energy update is in regards to the Aries new moon, which is also a partial solar eclipse, and it is occurring on March 29th. So if you're watching this in the future, there may be some applications of this energy that you can make at that given time because what is time anyway, right? But first off, I just want to announce how big this energy is going to be in regards to bringing in new changes, grand shifts, and really massive adjustments that we are making internally and with a lot of our professional and career paths and how you have been approaching life. I feel like this energy is making us more serious or making us take things more seriously or projects more seriously. And if you are the project, making you project yourself in the world in a more serious light. So before we break it down, because I have so many notes here, I recommend that you get a notebook handy or just sit back, relax, treat this like a podcast. And I do want to invite you to listen to the end because speaking of big changes, baby, I've got some juicy, juicy, juicy announcements that I want to share with you at the end. And it's going to be some updates and changes that I'm making to this channel. But more on that later, right? So let's just jump right on in. Again, so this is your Aries new moon partial solar eclipse lunar energy update. And we are going to look at this from an intuitive perspective. So how you can use this energy to alchemize your life and maximize your personal potential, because that is what we're here for on a soul level. You're not here to just exist. You're here to be a part of the existence. You're here to feel what it is that you came into carnation to feel. So first and foremost, the first note that I did channel and download when I was sitting and trying to get some clarity on this energy, and that is big time protection. So this is a time for great spiritual warfare. There may be even wars that are going to be announced or break out during this time. You might notice people arguing or just being louder in public, peacocking, if you're familiar with that terminology, someone who's showing off or showing out, showboating. So there might be a lot of big displays of ego, almost like in mating season when the animals and the birds are trying to call each other to entice each other, and they have to put on this display. Especially I'm thinking about birds in particular right now. They have to put on this colorful display that brings in the opposite sex and attracts the opposite sex. So this is a big time in which you might be noticing that energies are running wild and egos are running big, and this includes your own. So you might say things, you might feel tougher, you might be ready to get into a fight, like today don't play with me type shit. So you might be feeling like that. Tempers might be flying around you at work. There might be some arguing that is happening as well as driving. So I want to help you all to be mindful of the driving that you are doing. If you are speeding, possible and potential accidents. And I'm also, when I channel this, potentially some cars catching on fire. So make sure that if you're driving, your maintenance, because we are also experiencing still the retrograde in Mercury. And there's also things happening with the planet Saturn. So with all of these big planetary placements, okay, it's important for us to be mindful of how we are getting with our transportation, getting along with our transportation, literally getting along on the road and getting along our way. So if there are car maintenance concerns or things that you have left unaddressed, this may be the time for you to do it. And remember to go slow. This was the personal. Your ancestors are our spirit guides and our collective ancestors, and your angels and spirit team in particular, when I was doing my channeling for these messages, was telling me to tell many of you to go slow. Like don't rush. Don't rush through your work right now, because Aries is impulsive. Aries is fast moving. Aries is the first energy onto into this, let's say, this galaxy that we have experienced with these archonic imprints, which are the 12 archonic rulers are the 12 zodiac, the 12 astrology. So Aries is the first one. So Aries is always fast moving. If you know an Aries, they tend to be impatient, and they don't, and even if they are patient, they can be impulsive at times, and the most impulsive of the signs. So don't do things impulsively, like changing your hair or changing or throwing something away or ending a relationship. let cooler heads prevail and go slow. Go slow through the details if you're signing contracts right now. Go slow through your emails if you're sending out mass communication emails and you're some type of content creator or business leader. Just whatever it is, whatever is done in your work, in your personal life, go slow and allow cooler heads to prevail if you find yourself coming into a confrontation. I'm also hearing confrontation with neighbors are included in this as well. So big time energy protection. Make sure you are using your protective crystals. In particular, black crystals work very well. Tiger's eye right now will work very well, and red tiger's eye as well as blue tiger's eye. So the whole collection of tiger's eye crystals, what I'm channeling, as well as black crystals like black obsidian, tourmaline, jet, onyx, etc. And in particular, obsidian and tourmaline are going to be very strong, as these are going to protect and absorb the negative energetic forces that are trying to enter into your auric field. Because let's face it, what's also happening is this partial solar eclipse. And a solar eclipse, solar is represented by the sun, obviously, right? Not lunar, which is represented by the moon, and which zodiac sign is represented by the sun outside of Leo. Aries, correct. It's a fire sign. And when I think of Aries, I always think of Haru or Horus from Kemetic or ancient Egyptian mythology, and the god Horus. And he has a healing side to him, but he also has this warrior side. So I do feel that there is a need for you to protect your own energy while these lower nature entities, because remember, Horus in the in the ancient Egyptian mythology has to overcome Set. He has to beat Set, and Set is the devil figure in that mythology. So there is something about us overcoming these inner demons and external ones that are trying to break into your auric field to bring you down. So be mindful of your thoughts if you're feeling depression, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling defeated. Those three words: depression, down, and defeated. Question these thoughts. Are they really yours? How true are they? And find ways to turn them down by doing the things that you love and protecting your energy. I will say, for me personally, I was getting really angry. Like when I say really angry, I was having issues with anger these past few days where I'm like, I gotta stay in the house. Like, and it was like anything was setting me off. And I took a spiritual bath. I just soaked in some Epsom salt and I put my crystals around the perimeter of the bathtub, and I opened up a water portal, which I do so with my mind. And if you're interested in learning how to do that, then you should join my mentor meetup group, where I meet twice a month. We meet for hours and it's a group setting. I also offer breakout rooms where we can structure your personal, intuitive, spiritual, and really overall emotional, any developmental goals that you have. We work through it one-on-one, and I'd be happy to share my tips and techniques there. So information for that is going to be in the description. However, I will say that after I took that bath, I felt so much better. So find out what grounds you. Find out how to protect your energy from all of this fast moving negative forces that's coming through in this planet. And I'm hearing that some of that is happening because of rituals that are being done on a grander scale to keep this earth's balance in a polarity that, honestly, no matter what they do, and by they, those of you who know what I'm talking about, those external forces that try to keep us in the shadow, or I don't want to say shadow, but in that darker, lower vibrational realm. Those rulers are losing power. So a lot of the rituals that those wizards are doing, they're not working anymore. So it has to cling to new energy, and that new energy is going to be found within us, those of us who are happy, those of us who are the light workers and the shadow warriors, those of us who are the healers and the empaths and the psychics and the spiritually attuned and the intuitively gifted, and also those of us who are on our path of ascension. So this is the message for all of you from your ancestors, to go slow and protect your energy. And I just got a taste for Italian sausage. I don't know if somebody's eating Italian sausage right now, but if so, or if you're like about to have that for dinner, you in particular, okay? That was a very strange taste. There might be something connected to that with sage and the use of burning sage, because I know sage and fennel sometimes are stuffed into the Italian sausage. All right. And fennel Greek, I'm hearing. Okay. Just naming things that I'm channeling right now. Also, these massive shifts that are occurring, and I know you've heard this from other astrologers, and I want to say I'm not a professional astrologer, but I have been studying astrology since I was in the 7th grade. Like, I was that weird girl that if you took me to a Barnes and Noble, or if you took me to any bookstores, we had bookstores back then. I think the one we had back then was called like Nook, or like a Nook book or something. But no matter what, I was always in that esoteric section. And my friends were like, what kind of book is that? And I would always break down to my friends their compatibilities with their boyfriends. And I'm telling, like, 7th grade, y'all. So I know astrological energy and its influences. And my mom is an Aries. So I'm very familiar with Aries energy, and it's really good at shifting the energy in a room, making massive leaps, bringing joy, bringing light, bringing fun. And it does that because it's fearless. Aries is that fearless leader energy. So this is your initiative and your encouragement to start to move towards that thing that you have been fearing to do. And if this is bringing up a little bit of anxiety bubbles, don't let it, because the energy is going to align you to do it naturally. You will be brought towards more of this courageous nature that is within you, that wants, because let's face it, a part of you, if it's coming up, if it's something on your mind, immediately when I say that, you're going to start to be ready to face that thing that you've always been afraid to do. You know what it is. And it's just, you haven't been yet in the alignmental space, if that's a word, but you haven't yet been in the alignment yet to address that thing. So you are naturally coming into alignment to be more courageous and be less fearless towards your big goal. So, yes, embrace courage and don't worry so much about the outcome, because your fears are false. Your fears are just your resistance to a reality and to that timeline in which you are ready to start to go towards. And these changes, this massive energy shift that is pushing you forward towards that thing you have been afraid to do. And this is something you have to do on your own. This is not something that you will do with help or support from, you might get help or support from a mentor or from someone who has a similar, I'm getting for many of you, this is like maybe breaking an addiction or breaking a bad habit. And you're thinking, okay, I'm going to join a particular group that's going to be able to support me through my own journey of trying to get clean, or my own journey of trying to open my spiritual practice. Like, there's something that your resistance is going to no longer work internally, so that way you can expand towards this fresh new start. Because for many of you, this is a time for you to build your empire. This is great energy. When I say potential energy, I really mean, like, you can right now collect so much kinetic energy to propel forward and to propel forth towards building your empire. This is the start. Aries is the start, right? So if we're starting fresh, especially with the partial solar eclipse occurring, this fresh start is going to make you question a little bit more. Why am I here? What is my purpose? What am I here to do? Looking at your life mission and looking at the legacy that you've laid, looking at your disappointments, the shadow part, and also looking at your achievements and accomplishments, the light part, and considering both of those aspects, putting them together and making a brand new little creative baby of who am I now? Looking at your profession, looking at your career, and looking at your academics and discovering, okay, this is what I have accumulated in my experience and my expertise thus far. And taking that assessment and saying, this is where I'm going next. This is where I'm moving towards. This is what I'm ready to explore and experience next. So think about your legacy. What legacy are you leaving? And what legacy have you already left behind? Just a few more points. And the next one is going to be a really big one for many of you. You're going to love this. Oh, you're going to love this one. You ready? You ready? You got to tell me you're ready first. I'm going to wait. Tell me you're ready. You got to really mean it. Okay. Let me tell you, y'all all about to get that body right. This was a major theme. Let me tell you, some of y'all might be dreaming about your like body changing. Like maybe you see yourself in a more flirty light. Like maybe in your dream, you have people flirting with you, or your hair is long, or like it could be weird because dreams are weird, right? But whatever it is, it might be in a way where it's appearing to you where it's the universe showing you beauty upgrades, beauty enhancements, whatever your goal is, whatever your gender is, whatever you are aiming for. I feel it, and it could be like you have everything right, but maybe you want your nails to grow longer. You have everything right, but you want your teeth straight. You have everything right, but you want your hair longer and thicker or more lustrous. Or you have everything right, but you want that bigger booty. Whatever it is, and you want them abs to be abbing, fellas. I know, I see you. Baby, whatever it is for you, it's going to happen. It's happening. This energy right now, because think about it, Aries is strength. A lot of Aries I know, they're strong. Like they're strong, or they have a nice athletic build, or they just have a natural nice build. They don't, it's like they don't even have to work for it. Like, really, you're just gonna come through like that, Aries, for real. So with that, use that momentum, because Aries is the warrior. This energy is encouraging you to work out, to figure out what workout works for you, because some workout, like, look, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm gonna try it again, okay? Because I've tried it before, and I've tried it and tried it and tried it, but I'm not big into running. Like running, it feels, I'm a thicker girl, okay? That's number one. She thicker, and I don't like all that jostling around. And my knees be all hurting, like my joints be all. I'd rather dance. I'd rather swim, and I'm not like the strongest swimmer. I gotta get better at that. But I'd rather dance or do something where I can move my entire body, and not just the same duh, 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 way of running. So I bring all that just to say, and even with dance, like I don't want to do every dance. Like so I like to do sensual, seductive dance. I like to do like hip hop dance. I like to do like Caribbean style. Like so I like to do different types of dances that help me to move and feel fun. So you might be finding out the routine of workout that is fun for you, and not just working out just to work out, not just getting on the elliptical just to get on the elliptical, not just hopping on a treadmill. Like you might join a class, you might get a personal trainer, you might find that nutritionist, because maybe working out is not the thing you need. Maybe your body just needs to trim the fat or build the muscle or develop the body from the inside. So this is an internal and external relationship that's happening, because as we always say, as within, so without. So those beauty enhancements, those body upgrades, and remember, we're not going to be drastic with changing things. We're not going to just shave off our hair. We have to be mindful of the impulsivity that Aries will bring during this time. But if you're feeling called to do things that will inspire long-term gradual changes, like changing your diet plan. And as I say that, my stomach is literally growling. I don't know if you heard that. It's like, yes, change your diet plan, Priestess Ishtah. Okay, you ain't gonna call me out like that. You ain't gonna do that. So if it's things like changing your diet plan, or if it's changing your workout routine, or maybe just changing your running schedule, like maybe you always run at this time of day and on this track, you might want to find a new park and a new time of day, baby. Okay. This is what this is going to bring for you. Also in your wardrobe. Many of you are changing your wardrobe, you're sexifying it up. Embrace that energy, embrace that inner sensuality, inner seductor. Aries can be very, very sexual because they are the polar sign of Scorpio. And Scorpios are the most seductive sign of them all, I must say. I don't know what is more seductive than a Scorpio. What sign? I'm trying to think right now. Let me think a little more. Okay, if you can think of a sign that's more seductive than a Scorpio, add that to the comments. Give me some food for thought. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Please. I want the correction. So, it's helping you to embrace that inner seductress, that inner mystique, that inner, I'm really feeling like that inner vampire, because who can seduce better than a vampire? So with that, last little tit, oh my God. Last little tidbit. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. let's clean up our act here. Come on, get serious. Last little tidbit is spend some time alone. Spend time alone. This is a great time for you to just evaluate, like do activities. And it's not like spend time alone in the house and do nothing. No, Aries is the leader. It's the singular sign. It's the one. It's the starting point. It's number one. Aries is number one. So be that leader by leading yourself into doing things on your own. Leaders lead also with leaders lead a pack, but they also lead themselves. It's not always about who's going to follow you. There's something about your discovering right now, and there's something about your inner adventurer needing to be nourished solo. So those of you who enjoy that solo trips, or just a solo walk to the park, or a solo, maybe you always go with your partner or your friend to the store, maybe do that solo this time. Go solo. And this doesn't mean go out on a limb, go crazy and get yourself in a harmful setting where you shouldn't have done it. Always communicate with loved ones. If you're going to be somewhere and you're going to be out by yourself, I always say let somebody know where you are and who you are with if you can. So we're not going to be dangerous and reckless, but to be able to experience something in a safe manner in a solo way, that may bring great reward and great revelation that will lead to what's next for you. What's next a part of your legacy and your journey that we said that you are going to be leaving behind. So those are the updates. And I do hope that many of you find that this information is hitting, it's resonating. It's like, yes, 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 Ishtah. Yes, girl. Yes, that, and that. So let's get into the personal updates and announcements that I had. So first off, I will say thank you. I wanted to say thank you so much to each of you who have been rocking with me on my channel for so long. And don't go away, don't like disconnect yet, because guys, you're going to want to know this update because it's going to be something totally different than I've ever done before. So let's just jump in. Like, fuck it. I can't hold back no more. Ladies and gentlemen, I've started I've started a second YouTube channel. Yes, so please join my second channel. And the reason why I've started it is because I'll be honest, these past few years in my YouTubing, I've tried a lot of different things. Goddess energy updates, spiritual motivation, daily divine insight, the podcast series, which is setting the tone. I've tried so many different things, and many of you have shown me so much love in all of those areas. But I've I wanted to get a feel for what I liked doing and also what y'all enjoyed. And I know that pick a card readings is something that is so fun. I love creating them. And I know that I'm also a watcher of pick a card readings to other readers. That's why I really got into it, because I saw it and I'm like, damn, I want to see if I can do that. And I want to see if I like doing that. I want to see how I enjoy doing it. And I love it. So pick a card readings are going to continue on LoveNaturalee Heals. This is my channel where going forward after this final lunar energy update, this is my big start to something new. And I was fearful of doing this for a long time because I'm like, well, I'm not going to be able to manage it because I'm a full-time student. I'm studying to be a mental health therapist. So I'm like, I'm not going to be able to manage this. I'm going to F up and I'm going to drop the ball. I just felt like my attention would be too divided, but I am going to make this commitment to myself. And I think that's what this energy is also asking us to do, and look at the things that we can start and commit to finishing. Because Aries is a great initiator, but Aries does need to learn how to see things through. And I am cusp with Aries and Pisces. So I'm speaking very, very truthfully and candidly and honestly to myself. So join me on my second channel called Priestess Ishtah. So this channel, the second channel, and I will put everything in the description, is going to be dedicated more to the other style of readings, more behind the scenes, more Q&A. I want to start going live more and answering your questions on your spiritual goals and metaphysical development, and just really being more of a mentor, teacher, and healer in that setting, and separate that from those of you who really just come here for the pick a cards. I know that both content can be, or both all types of content can be entertaining, but those of you who just want pick a cards, you're going to want to stay subscribed to Love Naturally Heals. This is where I'm going to just post my pick a card readings. But those of you who like the other type of content and you want to hang out with me behind the scenes, I'm thinking about doing like some day in the life of a spiritual badass. So I'm thinking it through. I'm thinking it through. Let me know your thoughts and your ideas if you want to see what I do from morning to night, how I wake up and protect and bless and spiritually fortify my day. I'm open to sharing that if there's an interest for it. If there's no interest, then we can stick to the other stuff. So yeah, Priestess Ishtah, my second YouTube channel, and this channel, Love Naturally Heals, is going to continue to be pick a card readings only. In addition to that, I have also launched. I'm so excited. In April, I will be launching my monthly mentor meetup group. This is a meeting ground for those of you who are spiritually and intuitively developing your gifts. And you're like, damn, I need a really good co-pilot to help me fly this spaceship. We are surfing your universe and we are going to put together plans, strategies, and blueprints, I like to call them also, that will fortify the development of your biggest goals. Like we want to see these things manifest. We don't want them to stay in the dream realm. We need to bring them down from our idea mind and create them, birth them into life. And sometimes you just need a really good support system for that. So if you're interested in learning more, sign up below the registration link. Doors will be opening very soon and there are limited slots because I want to extend that intimate one-on-one and group setting. So there will be a little bit of one-on-one action as well as the group interaction, a group dynamic. So if you're looking for a really strong, developing spiritual community of like-minded intuitives like yourself and creatives and thought leaders, this is going to be the group for you. Trust me when I tell you the mentor meetup, join while you can. All right. The last thing that I did want to share with you all is my last little announcement is all about my classes that I am launching this upcoming July. I will have more details on that, but I will be hosting live classes. That's right. So I'm putting you in school. We're going to learn week to week in a classroom format that is going to be virtual. I will be announcing that topic and I'm really excited on doing this. I have been doing learning and development for Fortune 500 companies for at least 15 years. And it dawned on me to finally put together curriculum that will really help many of you who want to expand your alchemy and expand your own intuitive, psychic, and spiritual abilities. So the class announcement is coming. The registration will be coming soon as well. Again, I'm thinking about starting those in July. So stay tuned for more. Join Priestess Ishtah. That's where those announcements will primarily be. I will sprinkle some announcements here with the Pick a Card channel, which is going to continue to be called Love Naturally Heals. But wherever and however we continue together, if this is where we part in our journey, or if you continue to stay on both platforms or just one of the platforms, thank you so freaking much for the love. Like, y'all don't know how hard it is to get out of your own way and produce content to a mass public community of people that you don't know. You can be afraid of judgment and you can be afraid to shine. And those are all of the things that I've had to overcome. So in a way, each of you are my mentors, and I'm getting a little emotional. Each of you are my coaches too, and my teachers and my biggest supporters. So thank you so much. Like, you dead ass give me life. Okay. And I'll see you when I see you. Don't forget to reach out with any questions if you're hosting an event and you want to add a really cool factor to that event. Oh, yeah, I also do events, virtual or in person, corporate or private. Check me out, y'all. Bye.